Cooper's Head, the farthest one up, right?
Farthest one up, Cooper's Head, yeah.
But looking at the big island right here, there was a shipwrecking on the back of that one at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah, went in that gulch there,
Went in that gulch.
where the sea is rolling in now, yeah.
Now there was about 20 people that owns a few feet each of that island, is it?
Yeah, yes, around 20 people own it.
20 people owns that. It used to be used for drying capelin on, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And we have a piece over there was as big as a kitchen floor.
Yeah.
That was our part.
Well, we had two sections there.
We had two sections.
A section on this end of the island and one in the centre.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Now, it's not an island today, Gary, if you'll notice. It's only a peninsula today. You'll notice where the island is not completely surrounded by water. You can see that there, can you?
The island at high tides, yeah.
When the tide rises, and the water completely surrounds that.
But, yeah, does it come up around? Does it come up around? I don't think it comes up around anymore, do it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, yes. High tides, yes. Yeah.
Now, Dad, many a times you've seen the sea roll right in over the top of the island.
Right in over the top of the island, yes, and come out and come in and strike up again the little island there, down top over that one.
Yes.
Which one's the little one?
The little island is...
That's the one right opposite the wharf there, I guess.
Right, you're taking a picture of it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you'll see it there, on your picture.
I'm focusing on it there now. Yeah, I can see it there now.
Mm.
Little arm right there.
Yeah, did you get that boat over there now, bobbing up and down on the waves?
Okay.
On the collar?
Oh, yeah, I'll try to get that one.
That should be all right, too.
I think it is.
That's the far collar.
Mooring.
Now, way up in the distance, up on the other head up there, Gary, the man committed suicide by jumping over that head. Dad, is that right?
That's right.
Man Griffin?
Griffin, yeah.
Man Griffin.
In fact, there was two.
Two, was there?
Yeah, one brother after the other.
Is that right?
Well, not the one time, you know, but
Right.
years after, yeah.
Space a year.
Yeah.
Now, what we're looking up, the farthest away, the highest peak, way back there, Dad, is that
That's
where
the-
Bexley's is?
That's Bexley's Hill, yes, for the old graveyard is
That's
that.
where the old graveyard is, the oldest graveyard in Island Cove, is up there. Now, up there is buried some clergyman who died in a smallpox epidemic.
Yeah, smallpox.
It was a small, what year, when was that? Would have been back in the late 1800s, wouldn't
Oh,
it?
yes, I can't remember anything about that. I know they're up there and the headstones is marked,
That's
you know.
right. They were buried in lime, weren't they?
Buried in lime, yeah.
Buried in lime, why?
Well, because there was no cure for smallpox at
then.
the time.
Oh, to keep the disease from spreading.
That's
Yeah.
right. It was an epidemic.
Clergyman. Anglican clergyman.
He was an Anglican church.
What's his name?
What's his name?
I believe it was Warren, wasn't it?
Warren.
I believe it was.
Reverend
Warren, I suppose.
I'm going to take a shot up the long hill now. Come down by the school.
Okay, if you're going up the long hill, the top of that long hill, imagine in the middle of the winter, Dad, you remember, say, the 20-foot snow, 10-foot
Yeah.
snow drifts?
Yes, indeed I can.
When you wanted to get a doctor into the community, then there was get out the shovel, haul them into place.
Everyone with a shovel, everyone could lift the shovel just without.
Imagine trying to shovel your way through now a 10-foot snow drift from the top of the long hill.
That's right. That's right.
Everyone were there
That's right.
to shovel.
Yes, and you wouldn't rest until the road was open, yeah.
You wouldn't rest till she was wide open.
That's right.
This was before cars, or
Well, this is
around
well,
what time?
just when cars were coming in. This is, I'd say, in Depression years,
Yeah,
in the mid-30s.
that's right.
Usually, the only car around was owned by Dr. Cron.
Where was he? Where did he live?
He lived in Harbour Grace.
That was the closest doctor around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he'd come here then from hell or high water,
That's right.
whenever he was called.
Before he had a car, you know, he used to use horse and sleigh winter time and horse and buggy summertime. He put an odd nights on the road coming from Harbour Grace.
And how did you get a hold of him anyway? There was no phone, was it?
A couple of men had, no phones, a couple of men had get the Andy's phone was in Riverhead of Harbour Grace.
Yeah.
About 4 miles from Island Cove.
Yeah.
And they'd call there the Master Kilfoyles, we used to call him.
Yeah.
And the doctor would come from that. And you'd wait there in the winter time, stormy weather, you'd wait there with your horse and slide to take him from that, when he had his car first, take him from that to Island Cove, because the road wouldn't be clear then.
Yeah.
For traffic, you know, for cars and trucks and so on. Yeah.
Now, right after halfway out that long hill. That's where my uncle Al, your brother Al, broke his collarbone, right?
Who's that?
That's right, yeah.
Just halfway out that hill.
Just
on
about
that
halfway
turn.
down the hill, yeah.
He'd bring a load of
Wood, firewood.
wood with a horse. Dad,
No.
story in that?
Yeah, a lot of wood, firewood.
Firewood. What happened right there? That was in the winter, of course.
That's where it wasn't a horse, no. It was
Was
a
it?
slide.
Oh, there was a slide.
Hand slide, load of firewood.
Hand slide. I always assumed it was a horse involved.
Yeah, oh no, we had a horse, but that's when he was living down here at Justice, down to his brother-in-law's.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have any horse, so they used to go in on the hand slide. That's it.
Turn up the Orange Hall. Orange Lodge.
Well, if you're out to the Orange Lodge now, that of course was a social
Yeah.
outcome of this thing.
Pop, what's the
Right.
highest order in the Orange Lodge, Pop?
Huh?
What's the highest order or the highest degree you can get?
In the Orange Lodge is the Royal Arch.
Royal
And-
Arch.
And then there's another lodge, the Scarlet.
Right.
Then there's the Royal Black. There's 3 different lodges.
You can't talk about some of that stuff, can you?
No.
The one thing you can talk about, of course, was the fact that our house was right below the Orange Lodge.
That's right,
You
yeah.
can't see it.
No, but pretty well every time when the men went to join, not every time, of course, they'd have to wait for a decision, whatever the decision
That's right,
was.
yeah.
And very often they'd wait at our house, you know, so we often saw 1 or 2 nervous fellas
Yeah,
waiting, didn't know what was going to happen to them the next half an hour or so.
that's right.
What, did you have a lot of times and stuff like that when you were younger? Dances and that?
Oh, yes, there was a social there different times during the year, and in the Christmas more especially. Whatever, there was a big do Christmas time there.
Did you have the movie square dances?
Yeah, square dances, that's all there was. The rock and roll wasn't in then, and the what, no, country music.
Now,
Yeah.
what kind of music would you play? Who played the music?
Accordion.
Is that all you had? Did you play any fiddles?
Accordion and the fiddle, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the same, pretty well the same men all the time. They had a few.
That's right. Only a
Who
few.
are they now down through the years?
Well, and there was Anne Reid was one musician with accordion music.
That was it. That was way back.
That was way back, and Lena's gone. Now that was a younger generation.
That's right.
Dave Clark and Robert John Clark.
That's right.
Now that was the only ones I know around, could play music on the accordion.
They had to work real hard. I remember the sweat rolling.
You'd have a table in the centre of the hall, and a chair up on the table, and that's where that's where the musician would get it.
That's where the accordion.
Now he'd be stripped off then to his shirt,
That's right.
and before the night was out, the water would be running out of his shirt.
Yeah.
He would have to take off his top shirt. The water would be running out of it.
Playing that hard?
Well, it's still he plays, see?
Yeah.
Always a crowd of young people. When one crowd are getting out of the floor, the other crowd will be have their ticket bought to get out again.
Is that right?
Yes.
You
And,
used to have to buy.
You
tickets
just have to
and
buy your
dance.
ticket. You pay to get in, then you buy your ticket to dance.
Is that right?
Yeah. And everyone now would be fighting for their time to get on the floor because the crowd, they're all a bit crowded, and
Yeah.
all young people, they was all there.
And what, would you have like something to eat or drink?
Oh yes, you could go up to the upstairs up to the tables any time at all and get your lunch.
There was no booze though, was it?
Oh no no booze.
Would anybody go outside and drink? Or
Oh yes, they would. Had to have the beer and
They come in drunk then?
yeah, or they come drunk. Or we just got a little fuss up, but they wouldn't be long before they get clear of them. Older people
Now,
would be there.
while the dance would be on there, Gary, as far as I can remember, an adult dance, you'd also have children there running around.
Oh, yes.
They were all allowed in.
They were all, yeah.
There's no such thing as an adult dance.
No.
So the kids would be there then for 5 years up, wouldn't they?
That's right.
My memory well.
Yes.
They'd be belting it back and forth. They'd be
Through
sweating
the crowd.
through the crowd, chasing each other. Took
Yeah.
them down.
Would you
Yeah.
have very many dances like that during the year?
Well, they'd have different dances there during the year, and they'd have some into the school. And then they'd have 1 or 2 up to the RC school during the year.
When was the Orange Lodge built there?
What?
How long ago was that Orange Lodge?
That lodge, that one day was built in 1913.
13.
Yeah.
And when did you join? How old were you?
Oh, I joined 1929. I joined. That was my first entrance into the association. But now over there in the bottom, over there in the back cove we call it, that's where the lodge was at first.
Let's see, let me get it.
Where's that for that?
That's over there, Griffin's Cove.
Griffin's Cove.
Yeah,
Is that right?
that's where the lodge was at
By
first.
what? By what house? You can't see it from there.
Well, you see that white bungalow right facing you?
Yeah.
Over another